Well, let's get the boat in. Little deeper. We can load her down. There we go. Finish her down. You gotta bend over. I don't like bending over. Fat people don't like bending over. Ah, well, we're gonna toss it out here. Use a square bill. This is a square bill. Seems to be working pretty good. So I like top water, but it just happens to be on this rod. See if we can't get a quick hit in this marina before we head over to the smallmouth area. We're gonna do a regular round. I'm not feeling too good today, so we're not gonna get too aggressive and not to go too far from. All right, we're gonna go top water. See, I painted this the same color as the top water, so I get a little confused. This top water is surprisingly good, black and purple. And I know it's weird, but the best have never really seen it. So they hit it pretty easily. Morning. Just hitting these marinas real quick. See what happens. Sometimes you get a surprise. There are some good bass, but I think, maybe a Ned rig or something like that would work better. See right underneath me, there's about 20 baby bass. This net here. Sometimes I catch the net. So this is mostly largemouth area right here. That was me. They're always under a boat. These bass like cover. It's my little bass boat. Huh? Thank you. It, it really does. I put everything on it. If you're in a rush fishing, you're doing it wrong. Around here. Now we're coming into the smallmouth area, but I'm going to cast one more time in the largemouth area. It's true, guys. If you're in a rush fishing, you're just doing it wrong. Fishing's a very relaxing Zen sport. And it is a sport because it's between you and that fish. Gear does make it a big difference too. That's the largemouth area there. So now we're going to start working the smallmouths. Smallmouths are a little bit different. Like different environments. They like hugging shorelines. Boy, that sun is reflecting right off the water on me. I'm not feeling too good today. What's going on with me today? I'm just not feeling too good. Out of breath. Maybe some pneumonia. I don't know. But feels like pneumonia. Ugh. And when I get pneumonia, I usually get hospital. My lungs are not that good. Maybe it's just. I slept good though. Yeah, that's what's so amazing. All right, so I'm going to turn you guys over to where in cast. Just kind of expect a blow up. Bring this little area. It's kind of unreliable, but when it blows up, it's nice. Right next to the rocks. Smallies love hugging the shore. Usually you get hit within about 20 feet of your land. little boy over there fishing. You know what my heart wants to do? You know what my heart wants to do? When in doubt, fish its dad. I do have a bait. I have 5 more at home, but I only have the one with me. And it will work for the young boy. Catch smallmouths. I get I really did. See something there. Morning. How are you two doing? Looks like you're very intent, young man. He sees something down there, doesn't he? Oh, here's your popper. Yeah, the smallmouth. Yeah. They want to hit top water. Is that what it is? Yeah. Here. This is for him. Yeah. Pull your line in, bud. You're gonna do some top water fishing today. All right. It is the coolest fishing because it comes with the show. Yeah. And so the got that part. Got it. All right. So I paint my own baits. Wow. So all these baits I paint. So I have 5 more of these at home for me. So because I just painted them. So that's why I've never seen the water. Because I brought out some new baits today. So this is what I would call whopper plopper popper. It's just fun to say, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're going to tie your line directly onto that little guy right there. I should put a split ring on there, but I didn't. I'll do that. It's free, okay? It's an expensive bait. So when it's going to float on top of the water, all right? Little tail's going to spin. It's going to create a little wake behind it. It's got a popping action, so you can, and it splashes water, all right, in front of it. So what ends up happening, with the wake this is making and the popping action, you reel it in, just reel it into where the tail spins. That's the speed. All right. You don't put any weight on the line. You just use this. All right. Throw it towards the shore because the smallmouths are hugging. They love hugging the shoreline and then just underneath here. And just run this little guy on the surface. All right. When you see that what we call a blow up, yeah. All right. When the bass jumps up and hits it, set the hook and just reel it in. Wow. And that is a great little bait. What is it called, buddy?
A whopper plopper popper.
Whopper plopper popper. Yeah, that's right. And I have a YouTube channel called Terrible at Fishing. So that's my YouTube channel.
You don't like YouTube, do you? Right?
So
Terrible fishing?
Terrible at Fishing.
Terrible at fishing.
Yeah, that's it. That's my YouTube channel. Terrible at Fishing.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
so do you sell these?
There you can buy my baits in the marina.
In the marina? Oh.
Yeah, the marina has my baits.
Oh, okay.
So
well, maybe we might have one of yours.
Maybe. It'll say Terrible at Fishing on our tap.
Okay. Awesome.
But check out the channel, and in fact, you're on it now.
Yeah.
We're doing a live right now. So,
Cool.
so what's your name? Lincoln. That's Lincoln. No, that's his. Hey guys. See your torso. But yeah, just tie it directly to that. No weights. Toss it out there and reel it in. All right, and just wait.
Yep.
They'll hit it because there's a lot of smallmouth on this side of the lake.
Whoa.
It does float.
It does. Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
It's hard to lose a floating lure. See this big one right here? That's also a weight. That's called a wake bait. It stays on top of the water.
So, but it dives over. Right?
No, it
Yeah.
does not.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, it get that up there. This guy, he's my largemouth bass. The smallies, they really don't go for this one very much. But watch this. See how it
Whoa.
stays on top of the water? The tail goes left and right, and then it splashes. And sometimes they just do a little touch like that.
Yeah.
And then this one will catch, the 2 to 7 to 10 pounders. So this guy right here, yeah, we have 10 pounders. They're on the other side for the most part. But this one I painted to look like a rainbow trout. But
That's amazing.
oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun.
We just started getting into it. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you'll love my channel because there's a lot of good beginner tips.
Perfect.
Especially in the video playlist called Not Anymore. Like, terrible at fishing, not anymore. And the Not Anymore playlist will teach you presentation, how to use a bait caster, a spinning reel, everything from how to use a lipless, a wake bait, to worms, how to put a worm on, and stuff like that.
Awesome. We got something to subscribe to. Huh?
Yeah, they're all about 5-minute videos. Those
Perfect.
are.
I watched it. Yes.
No, you have some fun to do. We live down by Shasta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's Shasta
Oh, you guys got water now.
finally.
You
For the time.
don't look like the Grand Canyon
For
anymore.
the time being. Yeah. Yeah, it was going over antlers.
I know
It was like a trickle, and then we just drove up.
Yeah, I was going down there fishing for bass tournaments and stuff like that, but I just stopped going to California. For $180 a year to fish 3 or 4 times a year.
Is that what it is for a non-resident?
Yeah.
Well, because when and it must be, I don't know what it is for non-resident in Oregon, but he's like, hey, you can do a 1 day
It's $129 for a year
for a resident.
for not
Oh, for non-resident. Oh, okay.
55 for 45
Yeah. Okay.
for a year for
So it's similar for
California.
Like 50.
I just want to fish. Not for if I fished it a lot, yeah,
Right.
but I don't go down to California.
Right. I think we were back in.
Well,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, California.
Well, I came from Fresno.
Oh.
You want hot?
Yeah.
Fresno's hot.
Dad's doing workouts at Fresno right now. Oh, okay.
Oakhurst. Well, that's not. Well, that's up on the hills.
Right.
It's a little cooler up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oakhurst is a nice little town.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
cool.
we're actually up outside Bass Lake,
Okay.
so just
Awesome.
kind of up towards like Low Rock. You know where that's at?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lived in that area for a long time.
This is my
That's a
That looks really good. That's a good one.
it's like,
Missing the tail, probably perch bit it off. They like to bite the tails of plastic. Perch do.
but you could tell like someone would come up and just kind of take a nibble.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's
That's
probably
perch.
like a bluegill or perch or something.
That's a perch. They love to nibble from the back end
Right.
and eat all of our plastic.
Yep.
I know they're really annoying, and they vibrate when they bite. So you always know when a perch is hitting. Where if you get a crappie, that's a good crappie jig too. But crappie hit like a largemouth. They hammer it, but they spit it out really quick. So you got to have real fast.
You gotta be quick.
reflexes.
Yeah.
We have a lot of crappie.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of crappie under the marina. Yeah. Yep. No, there's a bunch. So, well, you have fun with that, buddy.
Thank you so much.
And I'm gonna continue working my smallmouth until I get over my largemouth.
What do you say?
You're very welcome, bud.
What is it called?
Whopper, popper, popper.
Whopper, plopper, popper. I just love saying it too.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have a good time with that because it comes with the show.
Thank you.
They will break surface and hit it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Have fun today.
You too, guys. You guys knew I was going to give the kid a bait. You just knew I was going to give it a bait. It's just what I do. I know. I forgot to bring stickers today for that one resident. Ah, I'm not feeling it. I forgot. Anyway, just getting into fishing. Hopefully you'll catch some nice. I put a split ring on that one. Oh, oh, you missed it. You missed it. Sit here for a sec. We had a small bite right there. As you guys know, we're almost to the green gazebo, which is always where we start getting hits. Although yesterday we didn't. We had to go farther past the green gazebo. I think we caught two largemouths over by the green gazebo yesterday. It was really strange. I mean, but yeah, you never know. I think about my top water, it's equal opportunity hitters. It'll hit both. And the kid got out his first whopper plopper popper. It's his first top water bait. Very cool. A lot of fun. Hey, when that kid catches his first top water, that's a memory that you just don't forget. Just don't forget that. We're trolling. Well, not really trolling. We're just moving. So you guys can see the head. When we get one. There's no ifs on my boat. I've only been, skunked once this year. So We'll get perch. We do not go home without something. Catch perch and crappie. We don't catch a bass all day. Buy that log. Look at that cast. Just starting. That's exciting. And a submerged log right here. So hopefully see if anything comes. Keep that big old thing. Got our first fish. A little smallmouth. So, what you guys missed was my trivia point on birds. There's no such thing as a blue feather. No such thing as a blue feather. The way the feather is cut is that it refracts only the blue spectrum of light, but it's brown. So all those blue birds that you see they're actually brown birds. But like I said, I was talking and you weren't there. If you see blue, is it blue? That's the argument. Now, if you take a blue feather and you move it and put it in between you and the light source, it becomes brown. You actually see its true color. But again, if you see blue, is it blue or is it brown? Kind of cool, huh? All right, let's get you guys looking at the bait again, and I'll check on you every few minutes, make sure that I don't get an interruption. Good morning. We're about 100 yards from Aspen Point, where we're going to sort of anchor and work that area. Or just sort of sit there. I don't think we need to anchor at the moment. No wind, no current, nothing like that right now. So doing pretty good. Remember yesterday it was like this in the morning, and then the wind really picked up. Cut my day a little short. The work area is a little more sheltered. Morning. I'm good, thank you. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got one. We got one. Here we go. No, we don't. He popped and I lost. Things. I hate when that happens. And this bait has such great action that when I'm pulling in, it's still giving me a lot of resistance. Oh, I saw him pop. Just missed him. That's not good. He didn't look real big, but still fun. Now we're coming into Aspen Point. We're going to come out here a little bit because we really want to work the drop off. So it's real shallow right over here. Get right under there. You guys still with me? Yes, that's fine. I don't want you to miss this area. Coast in here. Go out a little further. Because there's 3 drop offs here. This is largemouth bass. I want to work at least the first. You'll see the baby bass break surface. That's what you're seeing, these little fingerling. Just work a wake bait. Slowly it can be good. This is really good. Oh, you can also try pausing the wake bait. Sometimes the bass will hit it on the pause. Make sure you're loaded up. You pause it. Let's try the beast. There can be big ones. We've got that 2.5 pounder here. So let's see if we can get another one. I'm gonna throw the beast out. Put down. Wait. The bait do its thing on top of the water. Vary the speed. Find that the tail splashes. I can make it just swim on top of the water. It looks like a fish that's having trouble in distress. The little fish you see jumping up, those are bass. Just little fingerlings all over. But they also are food. So, you know, we're gonna work in this area. See all those little fingerlings jumping up out of the water. Just baby large. These fish are bigger than his finger. Work this area for a little bit, and we had a cross. Really hope for a big one. Okay, we're going to troll this area a bit. Hopefully get a bite. Cross. Some lily pads that were busting yesterday over here. They didn't do too good on. So I've got a clean in for my Newport motor. Yeah, I really liked the Newport. It had a little bit more punch than this Minn Kota and a tilting head. I like that a lot. But it had a bad seal, so the electrical motor compartment filled up with water and destroyed the motor. So I have a claim in for Newport. See if they'll honor their product warranty. We'll see. Yeah, the crazy thing, I had to tear it apart, take pictures of everything, and you had to attach all these different pictures of specific things. I mean, how many people do that, you know? So they really ask a lot of their, uh, whenever you're using the beast, we have an osprey right here. And if he sees it, he's going to dive on it. And he sees it and reel it in real. There you go. So I can make it disappear. Uh, stay away. Stay away. I got to bring it in. Last thing you want to do is catch an eagle. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to catch an eagle. So we're going to put the beast away right now. We're going to throw something smaller because, yeah. I'm going to put a square bill in. It'll dive about 4 or 5 feet deep, and we're in 9 feet of water, so we're fine. You don't want to catch an eagle. If you look YouTube, if you search my videos, you'll see that a fisherman did catch an eagle last year, and we went out and saved it. The whole video of us pulling the eagle out of the water, taking the string off him, me holding it. It's pretty cool, actually. One of my favorite videos on my channel. Uh, so anyway, talking about Newport, it was a good engine. It just had a defect. Uh, Newport's a big manufacturer. They even make electrical outboard motors, 36 volts. Yeah. You pay $1,100 for their motor and then another $1,000 for a lithium battery to run it. I love the Losagy batteries. So they've done very, very well and great customer service. Really good. Because I had an issue with it and they took care of it real quick. They always respond within 24 hours. So they're really a good company. So if you ever want a Lossigy lithium battery, look up Lossigy, Lossigy. Um, they're very affordable, very good batteries, and great customer service. I mean, this battery I think is less than $300 now. This 100 amp hour 12 volt on Amazon. It's less than $300. Well, that's ridiculously cheap for a lithium ion battery. Sir Eagle. So that's very cool. But yeah, I thought about putting an 86-pound thrust on this boat, but that would require a 24-volt system and greater draw. So I would have to put two 200 amp hour batteries on here, or a 24-volt 200 amp hour, which would run me about $800 for the batteries, let alone the motor. So another, over $1,000 to get my boat to go faster. And it would be a lot heavier. There's only a 25-pound battery. So I would actually have to relocate all my batteries to the front of the boat to balance it. Because I would go from 25 pounds to about 75 pounds. And I can only take skinny people with me then. We've only caught one smallmouth. All we've caught today so far. We're going to go over to this area. This is larger, largemouth, but less catching, if we could say that today. Oh, well. But look at this. Look at this. There's Mount McLaughlin. Look at the lake. Over here is Mount Brown. That's Mount Brown. Mount McLaughlin. And a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lake. It really is. This lake is gorgeous, guys. Lake of the Woods, Oregon. Okay, we're going to pull this guy in and we're going to put the beast back in because we lost our eagle. But they have eagle eyes, so he'll be back. You just got to keep one eye up, one eye on your bait. They sneak up on you. Fortunately, they make a chirping sound. Just sort of. If I was to design a rod, you know, one, I hate hook keepers down here. This is a great rod. I hate these hook keepers down here. And I love the hook keepers above the reel seat. So I would keep it there, but every rod sold would have a a, a bait cover. Give everybody that bought a rod from me a bait cover. Because it's just, the hooks and just get caught up on other lines. Yep, that didn't go very far. That's all. We'll let that thing troll. till our speed gets down to the appropriate speed, which is 1.3, 1.4 miles an hour, and set the lock. There we go. Now our bait's doing its job back there. Staying on top of the water, and no eagles in sight. And yes, ospreys are an eagle. They are an eagle. They're in the fish eagle family, the same as the American and the bald eagle. But being the smaller of the three, it's also the prettiest of the three. I'll take the beauty of a osprey over a bald eagle or American eagle any day. Now they're all three gorgeous, but one's just prettier. I mean, but I guess that's, if you had your choice between three supermodels, would it matter? This is going to be prettier than another to you, though. They're all pretty. I pop it every once in a while because we're starting to get into the area that I like. There is some fish. One, two, underneath us. We're passing over. Hoping maybe. This is a rainbow trout paint on this, which is a very prominent fish in this lake. So really hoping some of these big bass will hit this dying rainbow. Keep the tip down so you can load up on the hooks. Don't fish with your tip way up, not when you're bass fishing. Load up on these big hooks. These two fish didn't get it. The bait's about 70 feet behind. I did that zone, looking at my fish finder and then into the water. The vegetation here is sort of green and brown, so we really want a very green vegetation on this side of the lake. A few small, these look like crappie, school of crappie we just went over. We have a lot of crappie. Buddy with a rental pontoon boat is racing over here. They don't know how to drive it. They're only about 6 feet of water over there. They don't know how to drive a pontoon. So I'm trying out these new product called the rubber boots by a company called Kal, Kalkal. They coming over to me? I think I hear them talking about me. Fish and chips. We're over good vegetation right now. So good vegetation. I'm gonna work this bait back to us. I'm gonna see if we can't work this area. Really good area. We're gonna put the small weight bait in. Try to get a feeding frenzy going by catching some smaller ones. So I'm gonna try to, and once you get a couple bites, a couple 1-pounders, we'll throw the big guy back out there and try to catch a bigger one. Because fish, when they start feeding, they actually make an audible sound, and it attracts other fish. There a bit. Get a blow. We're offshore about 200 yards. We're in 6.8, well, 7 feet of water. Lots of vegetation below us. Tall vegetation. So there's a lot of good ambush areas for the bass. Reel this thing in as slow as you want, as long as the bait's working. Oh, there was a bite. Little guy hit it. Oh, little guy hit it again. There's some babies over here. I don't know if you guys saw that little bill. There was a tiny little blow up. Reel this thing in as slow as you can and keep the bait working. This bait will catch bigger fish, but it can't catch. Put 2 different size hooks on this bait. I know that's weird, but I try to put as big a hook as I can on my baits and not interrupt their function and not hook each other. And so if I put 2 different, the tail hook has got a bigger hook than the forward hook. Another nice thing about making your own baits, you choose your hardware. Sixth Sense is the best hard bait mass producer I've ever seen. They make the best hard baits for a mass producer. I subscribe to their box, and it's really, 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 really good box. But it got expensive, and learned how to make my own baits. And I get to make the baits that work for me. Try to keep you guys in frame. Yeah. Do some pausing on you play with the presentation a little bit. See if it makes a difference. That's the camera's attached to my front seat, so I can swivel you guys. You guys still with me? Okay, good. Still with me. I always have to check because on this side of the lake the signal can drop, as it did on the other side of the lake. So, I mean, I guess just keep checking on you guys. Where's the lily? Besides a couple babies popping, blowing up on it. We haven't had a big blow up. Work the perimeter with this around this top water vegetation. Pull anything out of it. So I do have a frog rod behind me. If I see something blow up out there, we'll toss the frog. See, the bottom of this part of the lake looks like a desert. Volcanic ash. Not necessarily the best for fishing. If people come up here and fish, catch nothing. Now we're getting into some greenery. Work this perimeter. Rocks and stuff like that. A lot of this is volcanic. I mean, those two mountains I showed you, Mount McClough and Mount Brown, are actually volcanoes. Both of them have had huge eruptions in their past. And of course, this lake received a lot of its goods. Oh, there we go. We got one. Oh, we had one. Dang it. I must be terrible at fishing. Sometimes you just live up to your name. I'll try it again. Pulling them out of this area here. Wasn't a big one. You heard it blow up. Good cover. See. On side. What's that? Backlash too. That distraction did it to me. Four. I did that. But maybe one thing about a BFF, you really don't want a big backlash. Have a straight. Wow. There we go. This is my ultralight. We're really taking a chance here. Yeah, especially me casting in the middle of all that. If that bass decides to go in there, try to keep the hook in and put the boat in the middle of it and see if we can't work the fish out. There's no way this line is strong enough to work those weeds. You cast 5 inches from the edge. You gotta be careful too, 'cause on the drop you can get it hit real quick. I'm gonna go to the frog rod in a sec. You see some of the leaves moving. So, frog, you know? Frog. My favorite frog setup, the walking black and chartreuse frog. So let's see if we can get a blow up. I mean, actually catch a fish. Oh shit! Sorry, guys. I don't mean to use it. Yeah. Well, broke that rod tip. Broke that rod tip. Broke the rod tip of that rod. I'm not very happy with that. I don't even make that rod anymore. little. Yeah, I'm going through a lot of rods this year. A lot of rods this year. Hard to think, but I'm terrible at fishing. So this is right. Rod. I really didn't think that rod could break. Composite graphite rod. Well, I don't know. Well, down to 4 rods. That's my ultralight. I'm working with a light. I love fishing light rods. I really do. See if Pissy Fun has another one of these rods. I don't, probably. Hmm, looks like dolphins. All these babies jumping out of the water. Look at this. I don't know if you guys could see the fish jumping out of the water. Look, all the babies. They're jumping all around. They're chasing it right up to the boat. Frame. Let's throw the beast out.
On the right.
Search for boards. that's it. Let's go visit. Go around you.
Park it that way.
Well, I don't know how far you can throw. You could probably throw something farther than that. I don't know.
Doing any good?
I only caught a smallmouth today. That's all I've caught.
Size or
Nah, maybe about a third of a pound.
how about my biggest one today?
Broke my broke my broke my ultralight. That's no fun.
How do you do that?
Caught it on another rod when I was casting.
Wake bait?
Yes. And they're really good.
Fix that.
I did.
You did?
Yeah. Here. Wanted to give you one too. And I want you to know, last Monday, I hooked into two that had to be 7+ pounds. Two of them. And I couldn't land either one. It's near
Over here?
over here. And so a shad design that I painted. And that's a wake bait. And
Good looking bait.
thank you. This is the rainbow, obviously, and I have this green. It's been really that bait has been fantastic. I got one more blanket home that I want to paint. I haven't quite figured out the pattern that I want to paint it, but that's a really fun bait. Only big fish hit it.
Yeah.
Although I have
Well,
caught a couple fish smaller than it.
Its size alone eliminates a lot of the small fish, but a 2-pounder is that easy.
Easy. But I hooked into had to be 7+ pounders, two of them, right along the shore here. And my personal best is 4. And the first one, I don't know how it came off the hook because I loaded up on it. I thought I had them. And then the second one, I had my tip up too high. And when I went to set the hook, I just couldn't load up on it very well. But it was very frustrating and exciting at the same time.
I was out here alone a week ago.
Yeah.
Over in the bay right there.
Yeah.
Throwing a walking bait.
Yeah.
Busted 14 pounds.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you measure it? Did you land it?
No, I got her right up to where she was 10 feet out and stuck her head out of the water. I said, I saw that once before and it weighed damn near 10 pounds. This one looks bigger. I mean, of course.
Well, the two that I hooked over here, I'm conservative at 7. I mean, the first one that I don't know how he came off. The really long, the big root stock with that long tree in the water. threw this one over it, and he came out from under that same one, but just a different paint color. He came out and he was huge, longest largemouth I've ever seen. I mean, it was just a beast of a largemouth. Never seen one that big in my life. And I hooked it. He blew up the water on this thing. And I don't know how I lost him. I really don't. I thought I kept my line tight. I had him. I don't know how I lost him. And I put, these are number 2s on these super sharp hooks.
There's only one other thing that I could suggest, and it may or may not improve your hookup rush.
What's that?
Trocars.
What?
Trocar hooks, the ones
Trocars?
in a little bit.
Sort of like a circle hook.
Well, a tiny, tiny little bit. All they are is just angled in a little bit.
Right.
And either that.
I've caught a lot of fish on this bait.
Yeah.
And, you know, these.
When you're talking about a fish that big, you look at how hard they can shake their head.
Oh. Well, I've never caught one that big, so. I was pretty crazy.
I'm convinced we've got a state record in this lake.
I think so too. I mean, the one I hooked into, and the one you hooked into, I mean, there's some massive fish out here.
Yeah. How many years this lake's been here?
Yeah.
Not too many people know how to fish for the bigger fish.
Well, and they don't know, they're always fishing for trout.
Yeah.
People come for trout and kokanee, and they're missing all the good stuff. So, but you know, that's a new paint I just painted this last week, and so is that one.
Is this the way it is?
Huh?
How buoyant is that the way it is?
Oh, it's fantastic. See that?
Extremely buoyant.
See-
What I'm thinking is you might be a size bigger on these hooks.
See that sailfin right here?
Yeah.
That causes a lot of splashing.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you just run this, you know, I control it at 1.3 miles an hour today, and it has that perfect flap right on top of the water. And then if you cast it, play with it a little bit, and it'll just, you know, that back tail just splash on you. And it is really, really, really good bait. And yeah, I think a different hook perhaps on it. I've caught a lot. So, but,
Well, from the size of the bait, I think did you say that was a 2?
what's that?
That hook?
Yeah, that's a number 2 on that.
I would
So
look at that, possibly go to either a 1 or a 1 off. I think that.
Thank you.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I put the sort of the dots on,
Well,
and then
the
I
only
put
way-
yellow, blue, and green sort of in that
is that
silver.
level or nose up?
It sits level.
Okay.
It's
The only other wake bait on the market that sits level, River to Sea makes it.
Yeah.
$75.
That one's that blank is patterned after Kamakatsu or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but it's $50 bait.
Yeah.
That's a $50 bait on the market.
Yeah.
Not, you know, painted by a machine. But I put a little bit of color shifting pigment in my clear coat, so that's why it sparkles like that. It's a PPG color shift pigment that I like to use, and it works, I mean, really well. But give it a shot today. I mean, I'd love to see a trophy fish on one of my baits, Scott. You know,
Let's start throwing that a lot.
that's a good bait. I throw it a lot, and that thing, I mean, has. I mean, like I said, maybe put a 1/0 or on it, and I just don't want the hooks to come and catch on each other. You know, when I cast, I might put a 1/0 in the back and a 1 in the front,
Or a short shank into that.
something like that. You know, one of my baits, that one right there, I put 2 different size hooks on it. The tail hook's got a little as large
Yeah,
as
as
the
long as you
forward
got them
hook.
where they won't foul on the either the
Exactly.
lip or each other.
Yeah, and I put as big a hook as I can.
Yeah.
I only had 2s when I made this bait, but a lot of fun. You're gonna have a great time with that bait. You really will. It's like
Well-
throwing an anchor out there, though.
That's perfect. It fits perfectly what a trout is breathing his last,
Yeah.
kicking along the surface.
Yep.
Okay. And these guys, you know they're living on these trout.
Yep.
I mean, the bass we're talking about can eat an 8-inch trout easy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's going on a rod and staying on it.
Yeah. No, you'll really like that bait.
Thank you.
That's a $50 bait. So yeah, that's a fun one. And you'll love playing it. The way you can get it to move on top of the water, just change the speed of your crank and pop it a little bit. I mean, it's just really, I mean, the action on top of the water looks fantastic. Really fun thing.
Well, with that great big lip, it leaves a very prominent D.
Yeah,
Easy to see.
it
That might
does.
be a first light.
Then that splashing of that, the dorsal fin on the tail splashes really good.
Oh,
And just enough to get a fish's attention. Yeah, you guys will enjoy it.
Where are all the bass at? This is your lake.
Well, the west side has been really bad for me this year. I don't know why. But like I said, I came over here. I'm not feeling too good. I don't know why I don't feel good today. Maybe pneumonia's kicking in, but I've been getting the big beasts on this side, but Rainbow Bay's been hitting pretty good. I've been over in Rainbow Bay a lot and catching 2-pounders, 3-pounders over there, and I've been real happy. I got a 2.5-pounder on Aspen Point yesterday morning, on my ultralight, which was a blast. I had it on a lot, and I had to run it, let it run a few times before I tired it out enough for me to net it. That was actually a lot of fun catch. That was a fun catch yesterday.
I have
But
a question for you. Why the hell isn't the weed growth up like it normally is?
what's that?
Why isn't the weed growth, why is it coming up so slow?
I think, with the water temperature as warm as it's been lately,
It should be
75
flooded.
degrees. But, we do have 3 cold springs coming in, and they're sort of fighting because it's been cloudier. I mean, usually we have 12 to 14-foot visibility. I've only been seeing 8 to 10 feet, and it's been milky.
Yeah.
So this year it's been weirder. The consistency of the water's been stranger this year than it has with other years. It's just not as clear. I mean, you go to Fish Lake, it's a pit. It's a pit right now. It's all algae. It's gross. I mean, nobody wants to get in that lake. They opened up 4 Mile, and everybody's coming back with trout this big, from 4 Mile. I mean, they're bringing them down here to clean, and it's just massive. Never.
Those are all stalkers, right?
Well, they've got to be, and nobody's fished it for 4 years.
Why is
So hot and closed. So those are,
Is the water too low?
yeah. Well, no, it was the trees had a bark beetle, and so they closed the lake for years. I've never even seen it. It's been closed since I moved here. Now it's finally open. It's not a bass lake. It's a trout lake, and they have Mackinaw or something. I don't know, some kind of fish in there that is supposed to be really good too. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get up there Monday. I don't know.
Might have Max and he's deep enough, but I've never heard of a Max being in there.
I heard that's what they say. I don't know. I don't know these. I've never been there. I've never even seen the lake.
Using a bait this big, the fish, you have a scale in there, right?
I do.
Okay.
I have a
Do you know
scale.
what the regulations are for if you think, if it weighs up to, like, say, 13 pounds, well, it's above the record.
Right.
So do you know what you have to do to climb it?
No.
Then you already read up on it. Got to measure the girth.
You have to measure the girth.
Yes.
Well, they want a length, they want a girth, they want a picture.
Well, yeah. Of course, I have my measuring stick. I've got my scale, but how am I going to measure girth
With a string.
with a string?
Yeah, just take a string around it.
Oh,
cut it
okay.
off, and you got your girth.
I think.
Don't want to come up short with missing one item. That's why I brought it up. Because this size of bait's going to catch you back up big bass.
It does. Oh, here. I knew it had one. It's got a tape measure on it. I
Yeah, they said the fastest way, and of course, big fish is an old fish.
Yeah,
Handle being out of the water very long.
right.
Well,
No,
said lay them down, just grab one of your,
I've got a lip gripper here, so
yeah, they said
it'll
just,
stay in the water.
yeah, just grab one of your rods, clip, stretch it out there, cut it, there's your length, set it, and put it in your pocket. Wrap the other one around, cut it, that's your girth, stick it in the other pocket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You don't even have time to measure, because that's measure it when you get back.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
That way you can get your fish back in the water.
Yeah,
You get probably, I don't know, 30 yards out.
right.
I throw a diamante, which I really, really like.
Yeah.
Came up and it's 14-pound mono. Set the hook, and just about the time I was the hook stopped. And it went, it just stopped.
Yeah.
Holy
That's-
shit, what have I got?
The second monster I hooked into, I had the same thing. The tip was too far up, and I went back, and I lost the ability to set the hook, and I had to do that too, and try to keep that line tight. Well, like I said, that first monster, which was the bigger of the two, had to be a pennant, and I don't know how I lost him. And maybe it's the hook, but maybe I'll put some different hooks on it.
Have you ever got on YouTube and watched tactical bassin?
Yeah, I do. I like the
So
tactical bassin.
You've seen what he does. He doesn't believe in playing, and he said, lay the hooks into him and literally just
And
drag
just
him into
bust
the boat.
Well, this is a 50-pound test on here. So, I put a 50-pound on this one. And I can muscle that beast in with this, but I just my heart just sank when he came off. And then I hooked that other one. I mean, how often do you get a chance at 2 PBs in one day?
Yeah.
And not often.
Yeah.
And
Most of them on that wake bait.
yeah, it was on this one.
We may
So-
have the magic bait there.
That's a good bait. You guys will
I got a whole box.
really like it.
I got a box full of S waivers all the way up to a depth 250. That 168 S waiver is the only thing I've ever caught a fish on, and only one right over there.
Yeah.
Got it to, what was it, 2 pound, 2.5 pound?
Yeah.
pound?
Yeah.
And I've thrown them and thrown them. I've been throwing that. That's forgot the name of it. I'm throwing those on 20 pound. And 20 pounds is pretty goddamn hard to break.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna let my line play. That's 50. I had a kid yesterday came in. Somebody told him to talk to me. I was at the marina, and a kid came up to me. He says, "I heard that you're the fisher guy, and you can help me." I says, "Yeah." I go, "What's wrong?" He goes, "Well, I kind of blew up my reel." I said, "Well, bring it over to me." And it was a spinning. He had hardly any spin. It was horrible mono on it. It was just terrible string. So I pull what little string he had off on that, and I went in. They started selling Power Pro braid in the marina, which is my favorite braid, is Power Pro. And so I went, got himself some 7-pound Power Pro, and I reeled it.
Cast like silk.
I did. Yeah, totally different rod.
Yeah.
And then I gave him one of my baits, one of my top waters. And I said, "You just got a $30 upgrade, bud." So I paid $18 for that stupid line for him. He didn't have his wallet. He was a kid, and I said, "You just got a $30 upgrade on this." I taught him how to use it, and thing casted forever.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Thing halfway across the lake.
Yeah. But Power Pro is my favorite. And then I'll use P-Line for my fluoro. Those are my favorite brands. So I've tried all sorts of brands.
Going that suffix.
Huh?
That suffix 832.
The P-Line?
No, the braid.
The braid? It's a 4. I haven't tried stuff. I think I don't know if I did.
With 20, I was having all kinds of problems because the line will bury itself right in the spool.
Yes.
30.
I've had that with a lot of those.
Yeah, I went to 30, end of the problem.
Really?
Yeah. All you gotta do is just put 6 feet of leader on it and you're good to go.
Yeah. I just love, the 4-strand Power Pro, not the 8, 4-strand, it's just great. I love this one. That's what they got in the marina now. I said, finally got a good line in here. And that mono is horrible. The fluoro, I don't know if they have fluoro, but I love fluoro, so that's why I use fluoro. This
You
is
ever,
key line.
you ever want to try something else? Try that FC Sniper.
Yeah,
That's what I've been throwing.
really good.
Really small diameter spawns.
Yeah,
Good line. Nice to work with.
line had people, like that kid. He goes from that horrible mono to that really nice sprayed. Now he can cast a mile and he doesn't have to worry about it breaking or.
And the nice thing about braid is most of it is half to 70 or 80% stronger than it actually reads.
And it's smaller than
Oh, yeah,
oh,
it's
it's so
like
much
that.
smaller. Yeah, it's awesome.
I
So,
prefer the braid to mono. Mike hates it because Mike doesn't like tying that knot to the leader.
oh, yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Well, he's like me. He's half blind.
Yeah. I know. It was so funny. I was using this and I noticed that I missed this guide and I went through the seat, the one, and I was like, oh man, I says,
How'd I do that?
it's the biggest hole. I missed it. Yeah, yesterday those lily pads over there were blowing up, and so they're not doing nothing today. I saw a couple little things break surface, but the lily pads over at Rainbow has been actually the better play for those lily pads. They've actually been better play. I only had my ultralight a week ago or so on one day on my boat, and so I was just working the rim with topwater, wake bait. And I was just pulling in 1 and 2 pounders, it's like every other cast, bam, right along the rim of the Rainbow Bay lily pads.
Mhm.
It's awesome. I had a resident in a kayak next to me, and I go, bam. He goes, take a picture of it. It's only like a 2 pounder. I says, I'll take pictures of the really big ones. Yeah, you give them a kiss, you put them back, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I tell you what, this is our 4th year here, something like that, and I'm still baffled. As soon as that temperature starts dropping, these goddamn bass disappear, and
They do.
they got to be going to deep water.
They do. They do. They go to deep water.
They don't.
We have this month, August will be a good month. And then we lose our bass season for the most part.
Last year, they didn't even hit in August.
Really?
Yeah, they went to
Wow.
cold water in August. They just flat
Well,
disappeared.
it was a weird, we did have a long winter and, water's 71 right now. So, I mean, this is good top water temp.
I got 72.
You got
No,
72?
Almost.
Well,
73.
you probably peed over there.
Yeah.
I got 71 over here.
What's this thing hanging down in the water right?
That's my transducer. That's my
That's what-
transducer. It's an arm that swings up and out. So when I go to more,
We broke 2 this year. One got tangled up, broke a tip. Mike